Hello, beautiful people. I am back. I can address that later. So my head's spinning because I'm in the midst of sandwich, enjoy every sandwich. And let's just put it this way. I'm not going to be off brand and say that I'm sandwiched out. I'm definitely getting close. I'm about up to like here in sandwiches after the last couple of weeks. So there's a reason for everything I do, as you guys know. The theme for today's podcast is going to be a little bit different. We're going to talk a little bit of sandwich stuff later because I do have a few updates for you guys. But I thought that the best way for me to, let's just say, for the best way for me to go into detox, if you will, or to get on the right path to get off of sandwiches would be to interview the owners of a brand new gluten-free bakery in Beaufort, Pure Cafe and Bakeshop. Hey, guys.
Hey.
How are you? So we have the owners, Tyler and Catherine here. We don't have James, who is Catherine's fiance, right?
Yeah.
You guys are the three owners of Pure Cafe and Bakeshop. I'm very excited to have you on. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to join me.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for having us.
My pleasure. I came to see you guys, I want to say it was about a month ago. Give or take, right? Yeah, because I started this sandwich thing like the day after Cinco de Mayo. I think I was out of town the week before. I was up north, and then I had to take a ride out there with my wife because she had to pick up a piece of furniture from somewhere for her new office because she moved her office. And I said, well, while we're out there, why don't we go say hi to Pure Cafe and Bake Shop? And there was a couple other things that I needed to do. So I was able to pop in over there, which I was really excited about because I had been hearing, great things about the place as I share your, I got some photos here from you. This is from February, from before you guys were even open. Obviously you got the paper and the windows in there and stuff like that. And we're going to go back and we're going to show a lot of supporting documentation as we usually do. And we're going to show you guys the amazing stuff that you're cranking out of there. But let's just rewind and let's talk about, I want to hear about how this came about. You guys gave me a lot of good info. I did not take notes that day, but you gave me some good info. But I want it to come from your mouths to the audience, how this came about and what you have done. You opened towards the end of March, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So yeah, March 19th.
It's been a little over 2 months, right? Approaching 2.5 months. So start from the beginning. Tell us how this came about over there in Beaufort.
Why don't you start by talking about Cappy's for a sec?
Okay, so I've had Cappy's allergen-friendly bakery for 6 years, and I've been running wholesale with that. I sell to areas in Bluffton, Savannah, Beaufort, Hilton Head Island, and I've been running that as an allergen-friendly bakery, gluten, dairy, soy, and nut-free, having allergies myself and also being diagnosed with Crohn's disease. And coming from Jersey, I realized that I wasn't going to be able to have all the delicious things that I used to be able to have, and I wanted to provide an option for people like me that couldn't have a lot of those things. So I actually met Tyler at a farmer's market at Brays Island, and you said I pulled up like, what did you say, like a bat out of hell?
Exactly what it was. It was like, I'm like sitting there. So on my side, I'm from Beaufort originally, but I was living up in Florence, and I'd operated a pop-up coffee business for several years, just kind of amassing equipment, amassing connections and knowledge, and kind of working on my craft so that if the opportunity ever came, I could open up a cafe, I'd have what I would need. And I had gotten asked to go out to Braze by a friend of the family that knew I did coffee. And so I'm like sitting there at this market, not really sure why I'm 2 hours from my home at some random market. And then like this Jeep pulls up and there's like dirt everywhere. And this giant woman pops out. I'm like, what the hell is going on? And it's her. And we just sat up next to each other and talked a bit. and I gave her some coffee, and she enjoyed it. And,
I had the first cup of coffee, and I was like, "This is stupid. This is freaking amazing."
She said some choice words to me that were not very nice, which is what she does when she really likes something. It's really weird.
It's the Jersey in us, right, Kat?
It's the Jersey for sure. It's like you start screaming, expletives at each other, and it's just like, oh, I guess she likes me now.
Yes.
And we just requested to keep meeting up at these markets. I'm doing my business, she's doing hers. And then came me moving back to Beaufort, and I was like, well, let me call my, casual acquaintance friend, Catherine.
Yeah.
Because we kind of always felt like, you're doing something cool. You're doing something cool. Maybe we can help each other out. We never thought about partnering up at all.
And it was kind of like divine timing that the space that I was in, I was renting out of another kitchen. The space that I was renting, that business was leaving. I had first dibs on getting the space. He called me saying he was moving back to Beaufort, and it wasn't even a conversation. I was just like, "You want to open a cafe and bake shop?" And he was like, "Yeah." And like,
well,
that was like it.
We never said yes. We just kept going.
We just kept
It was
doing
like,
it.
well, let's meet up a little bit. Let's look at the space. And then like before we know it, we've already like signed a lease, and we're in here like ripping up stuff and doing all the demo and as much of the renovation ourselves as we could. And then like, now we're here. So
it was wild.
Really came up quick. I mean, if you think about it, this is not that far off of an idea for a dude that knows how to make really good coffee.
Yeah.
And a girl that knows how to make amazing, gluten-free and celiac-friendly baked goods. It's sort of the perfect marriage of skills. And so and James is your other partner, right? And I would imagine that he probably shares a similar affinity for both of such things, right?
James is actually not a coffee drinker at all.
Oh, really?
He's super, but he's super into tea. And
you have the missing piece of the puzzle. We have the tea guy.
And so, like, for me, for so many years, and this is a credit to James, like, I was married to a tea drinker, and so like I would go drinking teas. I knew how to brew tea and everything.
Too. Yeah.
And I always thought like, you got to have tea in a cafe. But when I met James and he knew so much about tea, I was like, all right, I don't even have to worry about this. I can just focus on this thing over here. He's a wizard. Like he knows tea very well. And then, I know a little bit about like, because I mentioned we renovated the space, and like I know a little bit about construction, not a lot, but James had the skills there too. So it was just kind of like one of those things of like you said, it was the perfect marriage. Like I knew from the business side that her and I were complementary just in the way that our personalities, the way we approach things. And with James coming in, if there was any missing piece or gap, I mean, it was filled. And that's been true day in and day out as we've, did all the renovations for 6 months, but then opening up for the last couple months. Yeah, it's a good team. Like we're able to.
And I'd like to say too, he had been working side by side with me for about 3 years, and he really, really believed in the mission. And he was there at the markets when he saw kids having a brownie for the first time or a cookie for the first time that they could actually eat and enjoy. And he was like, what you're doing is incredible. So he really believed in what we were going to be creating together.
I never thought about that in terms of like a child wanting to have sweets, and because it's weird, like like it's not the world that I live in, obviously, right? I've been eating sandwiches. I got sandwiches coming out of my ears, which isn't to say that, and I'm going to get to what I enjoyed from there, because Lord knows it does not have to have gluten in it to be delicious. But I never thought about it because you don't really think about children when you're thinking about such what would you call it, medical specific dietary needs, right? Dietary restrictions. You don't really think about it in terms of affecting children, but that's exciting because now you're able to provide a solution for adults that have these challenges and want to restrict their diet in certain ways, but also, like you said, Catherine, children that have not been able to eat, certain cookies and cakes and baked delights because the vast majority of them that are out there. I mean, a lot is being said, obviously, recently about what is in things and the
A
ingredients that are
lot,
in
a lot
things.
more. And to touch on
Yeah.
that, I was actually the first kid in my town to ever be allergic to peanuts. So much so that as a child, they took a picture of me holding an EpiPen and put it in the town newspaper because it was such a big deal that this kid was allergic to peanuts and we didn't know what to do with her. I felt like an alien. And now you see how many kids with peanut allergies and nut allergies and all these strange allergies, actually. But yeah, so to be that outlet for the kid was it's like I'm giving back to me, younger
Even
me.
Yes.
yeah, for sure. But even, there was a woman that had to be in her
Yes.
50s just like 2 days ago who
Yeah.
literally was crying because she was so happy that she can have something now. Like,
Yeah.
so it's all ages, and it is something. The other thing besides just like having something to eat is like the safety. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because you don't think about it, but like, we have a lot of customers who, they're not able to eat at places because of celiac or whatever the
Mhm.
case may be. And so to be able to provide a space that is safe for someone is something you don't think about, because I can walk anywhere and go anywhere I want. So I'm not thinking about that. But to be able to provide that regardless of age is it's insane. And it's definitely something that I notice more and more restaurants and spaces are being aware of. Places like Sister, places like Locals Raw Bar, like there's a bunch of dope spots in town that are doing
Well
that.
House
So
has a dedicated gluten or nut-free blender.
yep.
There's a lot of places that are more aware of it.
I met the guys at Well House over there, maybe probably before I came to see you guys. It was probably a little over a month ago. That's a cool thing they got going over there.
I've never been
Kind
able
of,
to have a smoothie in my life, and now I can go over there and I'm not gonna die. It's really sick. I've never had a smoothie before, walked in and been like, "Can I have a smoothie?" It's so cool.
that's awesome. And that's an important thing. Like people don't realize, like just because like you have one of these, you know, allergies or dietary restrictions. So yeah, you're not allowed to if you're like my friend. We used to go out to dinner. He had allergy to peanuts and maybe a few other sort of like tree nuts, I guess they call them. So
Sure.
that was my first exposure to that. And there was one time where they actually like his wife was always extra cautious about it. And there was one time where the restaurant actually kind of screwed up. And the direction that I'm going with this is like, it doesn't just mean, I don't know if if everybody understands this, it doesn't just mean that you can't consume those particular things. It also means that you can't eat something that has been prepared near
Yes.
or in the same
Yes.
place as
May have
using the
come in
same
contact.
using the
Yeah.
same equipment and things like that. So
Right.
you have to think about the prep in a
Right.
completely different way when you're preparing these things. So obviously something that you are uniquely knowledged and skilled in knowing because
Right.
you've lived this, your whole life basically, right?
Right. I
So
will say though, I've been deathly allergic to nuts my whole life, but at 25, I was diagnosed with Crohn's. So gluten, dairy, and soy, I had had my whole life up to 25. So being in Jersey, I was having pasta, bagels, all the
of
things that are
course,
staples. Like if you weren't having Taylor ham, egg, and cheese every morning, like what were you doing? Like, and I just once I got to 25, I was like, what am I supposed to eat now? Like truly, what am I didn't know what breakfast was. I was like, I didn't even know what gluten was. And it was like a
yeah,
new world for me.
yeah, it is. I love the Jersey talk. There's going to be people that are the Jersey haters that are going to start tuning out of this podcast because I had
Nah.
Who
Tony
hates
and
Jersey?
yeah. What's
I
that?
like Jersey. Jersey's cool. Jersey's
What's
fun.
not to like? I mean, that's where a lot of the food down here has come from, whether it's up in the Northeast or in the Midwest. I lived more
Yeah.
than 40 years of my life there. I was saying because I was interviewing Tony Fan from Sweet Al's down in Hilton Head and on
Yep.
Coligny Beach and Coligny Plaza and Coligny Beach. And we started getting into, because she's from the Jersey Shore, we started getting into like actual Jersey Shore talk and stuff like that. But you're right. I mean, that's where my knowledge, and I don't want to call it expertise, but the reason why I'm doing a sandwich tour is because I kind of, it's like, when Bane in Batman is like, I was born in the dark and I was molded
Yeah,
by it.
yeah.
Like I was literally born in delis and sandwich shops. And, that's where I spent a lot of my time. And, I'm grateful to have close friends where I'm almost like, I call myself an honorary Ock with the Acapintis that own my favorite deli back home, which is Angelina's. But even the tried and true Italian delis and Jewish delis and bakeries and things like that that are staying true to the stuff that they originally made. Even a lot of those are starting to cater, as well they should, because you don't want to limit your audience, right? They're catering to people that have dietary restrictions and dietary needs. But I want to circle back to what I said before, which is just because these things don't have certain ingredients in them doesn't mean that they are not absolutely delicious. So, like, for example, this looks to me like a chocolate cake situation we have here, right?
Yeah.
Daddy's great. He wants he got the chocolate cake as well, I guess that people really don't reference Bill Cosby anymore, but I always remember him singing about the chocolate cake back in the day. So
Yeah.
talk about how, and also look at this beautiful cup of coffee there with a nice little heart on it too. Talk about the process of how it goes into building these things without certain ingredients that people have depended on for so many years to bake cakes and cookies and all these different baked things. What's the secret to working your way around that, and how do you get it to taste so good? And I want to talk about specific items in a minute, but let's start with general and just drill down from there.
So I would like to say that I'm really grateful to live in a world where there's a lot of companies that are doing what they do really, really well, including making vegan soy-free butters, including making really great gluten-free flour blends, and plant-based cream cheeses that are making my life easier, because making all those things from scratch plus making everything we do in-house from scratch would be virtually impossible. So having those kinds of things to source from to be able to make my creations is incredible. I will say it is like a science experiment. There is many more failures than there are successes. The amount of horrible things I have had them taste versus what actually gets put on the counter is like 10 to 1. But we won't put anything out that is not 100%. We stand behind this as amazing. We don't actually advertise to people for that reason that we are an allergen-friendly bakery, because there is a stigma around the fact that gluten-free is going to taste some kind of way that's negative, and I don't want people to walk into my food that way. I want you to taste this and not be like, this is really good for being allergen friendly. I want you to be like, this is freaking good, period. Like, I want you to be like, this is awesome, and then find out that I just blew your mind with some magic. And that's the way his coffee is too. And like, that's why we stand behind every single product that is in here. Everything's made from scratch. Everything is top notch. So that's kind of the magic behind it. It's honestly trial and error, science experiments, and getting really, really good at your craft.
Also, sugar doesn't have gluten.
Correct. Sugar is sweet and it doesn't have gluten. I'm glad that you mentioned that, though, because baking is a different situation, right? Baking is different than cooking. And I learned a little bit about this a couple of weeks ago through the lens of a pizza chef when I got to spend some time at the new Capri Pizza on Hilton Head Island with Chef Gianfranco Ravito, who him and his brother are opening this pizza concept. Coastal Capri is a very popular Italian restaurant, and he's been working, for a number of years to perfect this dough that he uses to make this Chicago style. It's not a deep dish. It's a pan style pizza, and it's very light and fluffy and airy. And of course, they have great sauce and great flavors and things. It's crazy. I just messaged them last night. The post that I did, which was just photos and stuff, no video, and I'm gonna have them on the podcast, and there's gonna be a lot more Coastal Capri and Capri Pizza content coming from here. But I really didn't have any idea like how much time was put into the hydration of the dough. And his brother telling me more recently when I saw him last week that there's just certain things that you can't do down here because of the humidity and whatnot. There's a lot of, like you said, science that goes into it. It's really all fascinating to me. And like you said, it's trial and error. And I love the fact that, I'll be honest with you, when I started going back and forth with Tyler a few weeks ago, and like I said, I was up to my eyeballs with sandwiches, and circled back with him to get this rescheduled. But when I originally spoke to him and spoke to you guys, even when I came in that day and for the next several weeks after, it hadn't even really occurred to me until someone or one or two people mentioned on Facebook or something like that it was gluten free. I didn't even know, to be honest with you. Like that
That's
wasn't
awesome.
even on my radar. So you succeeded in that.
Thank you.
I know we had a brief conversation that day that we met. We talked mostly New Jersey and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But I didn't even, it hadn't even occurred to me. And honestly, even through bringing the stuff home and eating it and trying let's do that. Let's talk about this as we have this beautiful piece of strawberry cake in here. Let me come out of there. And I just noticed, I want to start with this because this is something that you're only going to be able to get for what, another week or so, guys. I saw on the Facebook page until June
Yeah.
7th.
So we really do like to incorporate. So one thing that we're doing is, since we're creating an experience, we really like to pair the drink flavors that we create with the baked goods that we're making. So we're also working with the farms for what's in season. So right now we have blueberry season. So we've been running blueberry muffins and this blueberry coffee cake with a lemon drizzle on top for, I guess, 2-3 weeks now. So we'll have another like week and a half. That was to partner with the beautiful lavender syrup that we made, and Tyler created a draft lavender oat milk latte that is just mind-blowing to me how delicious it is, and especially partnered with that is just perfect.
Lavender oat milk latte, huh?
Yes. Now, I had never heard of draft drinks until I met Tyler, and the creation of those and the process of those is amazing. I love them so much.
Wanted to see if I can I got it right here.
Yeah, we should have a photo somewhere.
Lavender oat milk latte.
Yes.
Yeah.
I enjoyed when I was there. I went with an iced chai, which is I'm a chai guy. It's one of my go-tos. But I did also take a piece of this blueberry coffee cake with me. I thought it was awesome. It was absolutely delicious. I'm a big blueberry guy. I actually have a piece of lemon curd and blueberry cake. You mentioned sister. I popped over there yesterday to try the cure because Danny and Sammy told me that they were cooking up some freshly baked focaccia for the sandwich.
Yeah, I saw that.
And even though that they weren't on the sandwich tour per se, I had to make a special exemption because I had a couple things that I had to take care of out in Beaufort, like we talked about offline. So I stopped over there and I was able to grab that sandwich. I tried some of their the fritters. Why am I drawing a polenta fritters? And then they had an asparagus soup, and of course, their bakery counter. What's on top of the case there that has the cheats and the cheeses? Excuse me, as I stumble on my words on National Cheese Day, which I learned earlier today when we were going to film a couple cheesesteaks. So that was kind of ironic. But they had lemon curd, blueberry cake. They had Matilda cake, which my friend Simone says it's the best cake that she's ever had in her, and I always censor myself her X number of years because I'm not going to dox her age. When she said it was the best cake that she had in X years of life, period, full stop. So that was awesome. I also got to sample a couple of your cookies, which were also awesome. I'm really excited, guys, to come back on over and try some more of this stuff. I want to kind of cycle through it. I love that you got that stamp that you put on your cups there. We got another cake here. Looks like some berries and cream on there.
Yeah, we ended up running because it was just strawberry season not too long ago. So we were doing a strawberry shortcake. So I did a really nice shortcake on the bottom, homemade whipping cream, and then the strawberries, which macerated, spoke for themselves on top from Oakity River Farm. Phenomenal.
Oakity River Farm. Shout out Oakity River Farm. Slap Truck was there.
They do an
week.
amazing job. LaDonna and Ben are the owners over there, and they're amazing people. So
yes, my friend Matt, who owns Slap Truck, actually used to own that, and he sold it. They're great people. They're going to get on here at some point and talk about their stuff. They've just been really super, super busy. You had a carrot cake recently. This looks incredible.
So
That's
we,
always up.
we've
Yeah.
been running
Yeah,
the carrot cake year round. It
Yeah.
is a fan favorite. That is probably our biggest seller next to the coffee cake. So yeah, we keep that year round.
that's good news. I'm a big carrot cake guy too. There you see there you see again. There's that strawberry cake that we were talking about, the strawberry shortcake. Get a closer look in at those macerated strawberries there. That looks just incredible. I mean, who doesn't love a nice cake with
It's
delicious, vibrant strawberries on it, right?
Yeah.
that's one of my favorite things you've made. Because it
Right.
wasn't too heavy. It was just so
so
good.
good.
I used to I could crush it. I ate it for breakfast.
I ate for breakfast too.
I see on one of these things. So your hours right now, you're Thursday to Monday, 7 to 2, Sunday, 8 to 2. Is that still correct?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. I want to go through a couple of more of these while we're here.
Hey,
Again,
that's
another
just your
piece of
sister, by the way. That hand there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I should
that's
know that
Savannah.
hand. That hand made my sandwich yesterday.
I was like, yo, you should be a hand model. And there she was. It was
They've
great.
been to get some fresh blueberries from the farm
So
there.
that's on Oakity River Farm as
Yeah.
well.
That's what I figured. That's
Yeah.
a great operation that they got going there. The
Yeah.
thing that I love about you guys over in Beaufort, like you mentioned, sister, you know, the Mussmans and their team over there. You mentioned Locals Raw Bar, Hunter and the team over there. I remember one day I was over at Sister and I was talking to Danielle. I said, I'm going to see Hunter. You know, I wanted to bring the team a treat. So I ended up bringing them like a pound of some, you know, some salted cured meat that they had at the deli or whatever
Yeah.
to surprise those guys. One of my friends is saying, do you ship specific cakes temperature controlled to New Jersey? That's a good question for you, Catherine. You probably got family that's asking you to send some of this stuff up north for them, right?
Yeah, I wish. I do wish. I hope
Seriously.
someday we'll be able to figure that out.
Right on, right on. So you had your grand opening on May 30th. It looks like you had a good turnout for that. So just a little over a month after you opened, you had your grand opening, and things are rocking and rolling over there. And I am super excited to continue working my way through the rest of the menu. What would you say? I kind of like to get a little bit of a tease as far as, you know, what's to come. What do you guys have planned coming down the line, whether it's in terms of things that you're going to offer? Is there anything that you want to shine the spotlight on as we head into the summer season? I know summer season in Beaufort is a little bit different than summer season, especially over here on Hilton Head. But yeah, but what would you like to share with the audience as we head into, you know, June, July, and August, which is really a great time of the year for you sourcing a lot of these fresh ingredients and produce and things like that. You know, I love produce, right? So
Yeah.
sometimes somebody wrote on my ticket, produce man, when I placed my order at one of the coffee shops or something like that. I thought that was pretty funny.
Generally speaking, I mean, we're already talking about the next, like we try to run a seasonal syrup maybe once a month. We'll bring out something new. We try to pair it with something that's fresh on the baked goods side. Generally speaking, what I would say is, like, if you're coming around here, we're always going to be rolling out new stuff, because we view this as like a creative act, you know, like we're in here every day making the things that we want to make. We do what we're excited about. And I think that you'll see that in the baked goods. Like I do know that peaches are coming up, so there's definitely going to be some peaches stuff.
So both of those are going to be incorporated in the menu for sure.
Yeah, and then we'll complement that with something on the coffee and tea side. One thing that we are going to start doing is collaborating with other restaurants and doing just kind of just whatever we want. I mean, that's sort of our thing. Like, if you want to know why we do the things we're doing, it's because we want to. And so we'll be doing a collaboration with Black Sheep really soon. Details to be announced in the next week or two. So stay tuned. Yeah.
Black Sheep, I want to mention, I just had a conversation with a friend of mine who's friends with Matt. I shot him a text yesterday when I was whipping through town, because it's been quite a few months now that they've been shut down for these renovations. I can share with you guys, with the audience, that Black Sheep is coming back. I don't have a date for you. I understand that, you know, when you go through these projects and you start ripping up floors and things like that, there are unforeseen things that happen. So there's
Always.
nothing negative to report. There's no disasters or no things like that. It's just a matter of running into an issue that had something to do with the flooring before they can reopen. They have to get said thing rectified. Let's just say that they will be back soon.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, when you renovate, the old saying is, twice as much, twice as long.
Yes.
And that was true for us. I mean, luckily I had that idea going through, so we were kind of prepared for it. But
factored it into the plans.
But as far as Black Sheep goes, like, yeah, that's why we're excited to do something with them, because I think so many people are missing that spot. And so we're gonna do something here, a nice little dinner type thing. Well, again, we'll announce the details soon.
It's going to be like a very creative menu with whatever he believes, and then Tyler, myself, and James working off of the ideas that he has to create this like really beautiful menu for one night. But I will be continuing to work with the farms as long as produce is in season. You'll see the fresh things off the farm incorporated into the menu in whatever creative way that I feel.
So
you stole the words right out of my mouth when you said miss that. That's exactly why I texted my friend, my colleague the other day, because I was like, I just miss them, like, because there were days that I'd be going through Black Sheep. I didn't have any particular reason to go there other than Matt was making a porchetta sandwich, or Matt was making whatever it was, and I like to pop in and kind of shoot the what with him and Krista whenever I can.
Yeah. What's wild about the two of them too is like, I just moved back to Beaufort to do this. So I moved back in the fall. For the first 6 months, we were just in this building all the time. So I've only just started really bouncing around and going to the different restaurants and things. And Matt and Krista were like day one in here. And it wasn't until like a week ago that we realized who they were and that they ran Black Sheep. We had no idea. They're just cool, great people. And then as soon as we found out, we were like, should we collab? Then everyone was stoked about it. So yeah, they're great. And sister, same. There's a lot of really dope people here in Beaufort doing all kinds of fun stuff. So yeah.
For someone who's as well known as Matt is, and has a reputation for being as amazing as a chef is, he does find a way to keep somewhat of a low profile, which I kind of like, Yeah, for sure. Sister, it was funny. We were talking about before, us loud New Jerseyans. A woman made a comment yesterday about how loud I was talking, because I'm literally set up to sit there. And sometimes I take it to go, but yesterday I just wanted to sit down for a couple of minutes and eat. And I'm sitting in like the main dining room, and I'm talking to the girls, like the sisters are behind the steam table, working on the line. And the woman was like, you're very, like, she didn't say it in a mean way. She just said, like, you're very, and I just told her, like, I grew up in a loud Italian family. Like, it's just, I guess I'm in the right line of work, as you might call it, with, being in front of a microphone, because obviously I'm a talker, but that made me think of that. But you mentioned Sister, you mentioned Locals Raw Bar. You're talking about collaborations. That's exactly where I was getting at. And this is the perfect segue. I just noticed Sister's doing their next collaboration with the Sushi Dude, which is going to be coming up in another week or two. I think it's June 18th. They said it was. Tickets are available for that now. $100 plus a 20% gratuity, optional wine pairing for that. They're going to be doing their burger night again. I'm going to talk a little bit about that later.
They got a pimento cheese bacon burger, and I'm all in on it. I can't wait.
Okay. I think actually, is this it? That might be it.
Let me see.
That's it.
That looks like some burger. I was hoping they were going to melt the pimento cheese like that. Yeah, cool. Yeah.
I'm not the biggest pimento cheese fan, but I will say this: that does look good, and also the raclette and mushroom burger looks pretty awesome too, with roasted low country oyster mushrooms and raclette. Oh, okay.
They had it the first night, and James and Catherine both got that. Loved it. I told Danny, I was like, if you have bacon next time, you're going to make my life. And I didn't know she was going to add pimento cheese, so I'm pumped.
I will say, Nick, I think it's a Southern thing with the pimento cheese, because I don't get it either.
It's great.
At all, but
it's better melted, in my opinion.
Well, do you know what it is? It's so different. It's like, some people have been asking me, what are some other tours that you're going to do? And I'm like, well, my mom suggested that I do something with like shrimp and grits. I don't think I would limit it to shrimp and grits. I think I would say like grits, period, because people do different things with grits. But the pimento cheese is kind of like the shrimp and grit situation. You could go to 47 places in Hilton Head and Bluffton alone that have shrimp and grits, and I don't think any two of them would be the same.
No, they wouldn't.
Just like pimento cheese. Like you have this
I
melty
agree.
pimento cheese. If you go to let's say Craft Kitchen here in Bluffton, you get
Yeah.
pimento cheese as an appetizer with vegetables, with like a crudita and stuff
Yep.
like that, and it's completely different situation. So I
Yep.
will always try anything once. Again, I'm not the biggest pimento cheese fan. It is a southern thing. I can definitely see myself doing that raclette and mushroom burger. I could definitely see myself. They just started the wings up again today, of course.
Dude, those
I was
wings look
a day late,
sick.
a day early
The
for that.
duck confit,
The wings are
yeah.
awesome. I've had them before. I want to have them again. I'll probably head back out there next week. Sister kills me because I'll eat something that I love, and then the next day they'll post and oh, here's on special. And there's been a couple times that I've gotten there a little too late, or I wasn't able to get there to get it. But I always, it's kind of like I don't want to say a love-hate relationship, but I'm always busting their chops because I'll go there and then the next day they'll drop something that I feel like I need to eat. And then it's like I need to get back out there as soon as possible. Not that I'm traveling that far for it. But while we're on the subject, we talked about Sister, Locals Raw Bar collabs. We talked about Well House. We talked about Black Sheep. What are some of the other things that you guys have been enjoying lately? What are some things that either you are your go-tos, something that you might have had recently that was really a treat? It doesn't have to be north of the Broad, or something that you've been really looking forward to trying that's on your radar. I always like to ask people that.
I mean, all the spots you said are my usual go-tos, but I'll add Beto's to that list. I love to go get a burger at Beto's, or I just tried their it was actually much different than I expected, but I had their chicken sandwich. It's like a chicken thigh, and I got it buffaloed. And when I saw it, I was like, oh, that's not enough sauce on that sandwich. And then I ate it, and I was like, oh, I get it. Like, I don't know what they did to that sauce, but it's incredible. And I love
crispy
their fries.
boy, I think they call it BOI,
yeah,
right? Crispy boy.
And then the fries with the bacon, cheese, and ranch is just always a go-to for me. Like they kill, so I like Beto's a lot.
I will
Beto's
say,
is trouble.
We also just went to Lost Local and we very much enjoyed it.
Which I have not been to yet, but I want to.
Yeah.
Lost Local's great. Shout out Alex. Lost Local Hop Dog is another one of his concepts. That's another good spot. Just to go back to Beto's for a second, I sat down with Brian last week and we had a great conversation. I finally got to meet him in person. I drive, no joke, like almost an hour. It's about 50 minutes wire to wire, and I will go there just to eat Beto's. It's a challenge for me to make it there while they're still serving breakfast because that stops at 11. But there was a Sunday that I did shoot up there as a solo mission, and I always end up over ordering because I just feel like it's going to be a while before I have a chance to make it back. And I always get hung up when I'm standing there ordering and I have the specials podium to the left, and I'm like, I need to try as many of these specials as possible. Last time it was a smoked burger, which I hadn't had a chance to get. That thing was awesome. And listen, I love smash burgers. I was sitting with someone the other night at dinner, and they mentioned tin and tallow, and they saw a reaction in my face that led them to believe in it. I said, no, let me stop you there. I would never say a negative word about that. I had comments in the first season of the podcast where people were saying that I was almost too much tin and tallow talk. I'm day one since before the logo was on the truck, before they went brick and mortar. All that said, a smash burger is very different, just like a thin style pizza is different than Sicilian, which is different than a deep dish. The experience of having a smoked thick burger at like a place like Beto's, I'm not saying it's better than tin and tallow. I'm just saying these are different tastes. These are different ways of
different
cooking
expression.
It's a different expression. It's a different experience. I'm kind of right now, maybe just as because I've had so many tin and tallow burgers over the last couple of years, my recent hankering for burgers has been more of the thick burger type of variety for me, at least recently. Yes, exactly. Yeah. But I also got the crispy boy. My eyes are bigger than my appetite. I brought that home. My wife had it for dinner later that day, and I get caught because then I look at this bakery display, and so Brian's wife Melissa and one of their kids actually is the one that I don't know if they have multiple kids, but them and their son or daughter, I don't remember who it was, is the one that handles the baking, and they have some killer stuff too. It's probably not, gluten-free or whatever it is, but I always end up getting, and then it's like, then they also have soft serve and, milkshakes and things. It is trouble. And then on the way back, I always end up wanting to grab like a drink, whether it's a coffee or a tea or something fruity
Yep.
at Low Country Cider and whatever the Superior Coffee there on the way
Yep.
back. There's always that's another one. It's like, oh, we have these squares that are peanut butter with caramel and this, and it's just it's really a murderer's row. When I go out to St. Helena Island, there's some days between Beaufort and Ladies Island and St. Helena Island, I just literally some days I just give in and I say I'm just going to eat it all. I end up coming home with like 2 or 3 go bags, and my wife, when I walk in the door, is like, "What are you doing? Like,
I
what are you
truly
doing?"
believe I'm not obese because I have allergies, because I truly would eat my way into an early grave. I would, because people are so talented with food. It's unbelievable.
That's
Like,
why I've been fat for so many
I
years of
would
my
be
life.
so big.
Dude,
Well,
you
yeah,
mentioned
you two
St.
of you guys
Helena.
and maybe Tyler together, and you probably meet my your combined weight would probably still fall short of mine. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Tyler.
Give me a minute. But I'll be back up there soon with all this food. St. Helena, you mentioned spots we wanted to try. There's a guy who just started coming in the shop here. His name's Jordy. He owns La Moreliana, I think is how you say it. It's a little tienda. And I mean, those are my favorite spots to go get tacos. So I need to go try that spot. Maybe you should try it next time you're out there if you haven't yet.
I will. I'm writing it
It's a
down. There's a lot
yeah.
of sneaky good. Some might say we almost, and specifically over here in Bluffton, we almost have too many taco trucks. I
Right.
think, in my opinion, there's never enough tacos.
I don't
I will
understand
100%
how
try
yeah.
that, because I think those type of locations sometimes are sneaky the best food, Latin or Mexican food that you can get.
Well, and
Anywhere in
there,
some of those
you know,
places.
one spot's got a killer like carne asada. Someone else has got a dope pastor. Like to me, it's like I like to bounce around to different taco spots. I'm trying to think of my other place I go here. Oh, I will throw out a shout out to Border Town. I really like them. I've been a few times. They're dope.
Border Town's
Los
great. I just saw
Hermanos.
Sammy yesterday.
Los Hermanos here
Yeah.
in Beaufort is another little taco spot. Their carne asada is great. Sweet lady that always takes my order. Like it's a good spot too. So
I actually lived across the street from a taco truck in Bluffton. If you know where the Bluffton post office is, it's directly across
I
the
know
street.
exactly what you're talking about.
I don't know the name of it, but their tacos are so good. And they have this
you should do
like
tacos.
cold, oh my gosh, what is it? It's like pickled onions and and carrots, and it's really spicy and it's so good. I don't know the name of the taco truck,
It's
but
Taqueria del Sabor, I believe.
okay.
Oh, I
Yeah,
feel like they
on
might
Bluffton
also
Road.
post up in Beaufort sometime because that sounds
No, they don't
familiar.
move.
No? Okay.
That
Hold on.
particular one, we have La Birria Loca, we have Del Sabor on Bluffton Road.
So they must
Suadero's
have
another
a
one recently. Taste of Mexico. There's a lot of them.
Sabor de Casa. Is that a different spot?
Yes, that's
Okay.
different.
Sabor de
never mind.
Casa is actually Sabor de Casa. I saw.
They're
I
on
think I
Parasite
saw them
Gateway
at the
the
Low
food truck.
Country Food Truck Park, right?
They are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On
I haven't tried them yet.
Smalls or
But
whatever. What's that? What's that?
it's on Paris Island
Island
Gateway.
Gateway. Yes,
The
I was
old,
over there
the old
yesterday to
Biro.
see. Have you guys experienced the Rusty Bucket yet?
No, what's that?
So you were talking about Braze Island. Russell at Rusty Bucket, he used to be the chef at Braze Island, interestingly enough. And now he is running Russell Regina. He's running the Rusty Bucket. I had yesterday, let me just reference my
Rusty Bucket.
Where's that at?
Yeah. He posts up in the food truck park.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he had yesterday. I tried oxtail and beef cheek birria quesadilla
Oh,
Dope.
that had the broth to dip it in, and then also a butcher's melt sirloin with sautéed onions, smoked provolone, and Dijonnaise.
no.
Okay.
He's got a lot of cool stuff. Yeah, I would definitely check him out. There's a couple other trucks over there that I need to give a whirl to as well. Yeah, Beto's is awesome. Bordertown's killing it with the barbecue, using the Creekstone briskets for their brisket now, which is
I really
top
dig
of the
their
line.
brisket. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really good.
Their brisket's awesome. I had a little bit of a soda break with Sammy yesterday. They weren't open, but I stopped in to see him, and he was taking a break from toiling in the kitchen as he spends hours on. People don't realize like
They
those
have no idea.
barbecue places. He's
Yeah.
working like a lot of times like through the night. They had
Yeah.
family come to visit. Kristen told me a couple of weeks ago, and he was like, it was tough for him because the family came to visit, and he's like, he had gone to bed at like 10 o'clock in the morning one day because he was up, through the night, smoking the briskets and everything like that. My friend Alan Ford says that the tallow actually, I tried them. They are as good as advertised. The tallow fries are his favorite. There's a couple of things that I want to, I tried the brisket. I tried the pulled pork. I do need to try like the smoked chicken thighs, and then also the turkey as well.
Their queso is sick too. Really, really good.
Yeah. So that's been one thing that I've noticed. People are like, why can't I take home the nachos, or why can't it? Because that stuff just doesn't travel well. So yes, the next time I go there, I need to sit there and enjoy it. They just posted a picture of it yesterday. It looked out of this world.
It is. Yeah. You'll like it.
People don't realize, and I say this is kind of how this whole thing, like in terms of my origin story, I mean, the food scene is literally one of the reasons why I moved here. And people have a hard time. People from the Northeast have this misconception that we don't have good food down here, or that it's not what you get up in the Northeast or the Midwest. But again, just like I said earlier on, a lot of the people that make this amazing food came from those places where we were used to having all of this amazing food. So there's not to slight or disrespect the people that were down here before and their southern delicacies, but as places become more popular and you have people relocating and migrating from the Northeast and the Midwest down here to the Low Country, down here to the South, they're going to bring that stuff with them. And
I feel like when I first got here, I feel like when I first got here, though, everything was very one note until I started branching out and finding the places that were doing different things. But it did take some searching until I found them.
And it takes on a life of its own after a little while, right? Because it's not that it's a competition, because like I said, in Beaufort, you guys are out there all supporting each other. But a rising tide lifts all ships, and game recognizes game. So when you have certain things happening, and you have, my friend Chris says, unless you've been to a vacation in Hilton Head or the area, even down to Savannah, you know how good the food is. And he's right. But what it is good point, Chris. What it is when one chef that really cares about his trade and works to perfect it, someone like Hunter, sees what someone like for example, Justin Patton, who helped him open that place, or the Sushi Dude, or Danielle and Sammy over at Sister, or Brian up at Beto's. You start to see people doing certain things, and it's like, okay, well, I think, and Hunter is the one that introduced me to the concept of staging. I didn't know what staging was. I didn't know that he goes to Charleston or these other places and he works for free for a night or a shift or a night or two or whatever it is, just to learn what that chef is doing. I learned about a lot of this stuff too from Michael Fitzhugh, who's the head chef at Cafe Al Dente of New York City, which is in Hilton Head and is about to open up their new location over here at New Riverside. He had a lot of experience in Charleston, and then prior to that, cooking at a lot of places up in Virginia, like along the Rappahannock River. And I love when he tells me stories about what this place is. This is the best kitchen that I've ever worked in, and this is what I learned from this chef and that chef. It really is fascinating. It's probably my favorite part of this endeavor. I really wouldn't call it a job, because it's too much fun to be considered work. But like I said on a little TV spot that I had the other day on WHHI, that's my favorite part, is to find out what goes into this stuff and who their inspirations are. And when they get to collaborate, like you're telling me that you're going to be doing a collaboration with Black Sheep, like I'm in already. Just tell me where and when I need to be, and I will be there, probably with reinforcements. And I can't wait to see what you guys are going to come up with, because this is all very exciting stuff for me. I nerd out about it just like a video game person is waiting for Grand Theft Auto 6 to come out, or whatever it is, or
can't wait.
A sports person that is dying to see what how the Spurs are going to respond in game 2 after they lost to the Knicks last night. Like that for me is like a place has a special, like I've been thinking nonstop for the last couple of days. Someone mentioned it was actually Kyle over at Dominic's 2 at Lowe's today when we were recording a cheesesteak and an Italian sausage. He asked me about Alfred's on the Island, the German restaurant. They posted again yesterday or today, and they did this to me last year or something. They posted this appetizer that they have that's called seafood gourmet, and it just looks like the most delicious, like little small dish of scallops and shrimp
I
and
love scallops.
lobster in like a creamy, yellowy, orangey sauce, and it just looks incredible. I love learning things. I learned today that you can go to Dominic's outside of Home Depot or Lowe's here in Bluffton, and you don't have to get a cheesesteak or an Italian sausage and peppers. You can get a chicken cheesesteak, which is, I mean, I tasted it. It was amazing, and it's made with like
Really?
chopped up grilled chicken as opposed to like, you know, some of the places that are using, you know, whatever it is, tenders or strip meat or something like that.
It's a go-to for me. I like a chicken cheesesteak. Yeah.
Same.
Whatever you call it.
Yeah. One of the places. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say this whole idea you're talking about, though, we talk about it here all the time. It's like iron sharpening iron. It's like, you know, you go to this spot. I asked Danny what she does to the fries, and then she blows my mind with some culinary trick that I would never think of in the coffee world. And I think that just keeps happening over and over. It happens inside of the businesses. It happens as the businesses patron each other. And yeah, we just go and we find the things that we like, and then we bring it back. Like, that's my story here. Like, Beaufort didn't have coffee like what we do. It just didn't exist. And I'd come home and be like, where's the coffee? Because I've gone out to all these different cities and tried all this stuff. And so, yeah, it's one of my favorite things too. We talk about it all the time. It's just, you're just helping each other get better and better and better. It's one of my favorite parts about collaboration or whatever it is that we're doing here. It's the best.
And it just kind of perpetuates itself.
Over and over, yes.
Yeah, I'm fascinated with, because I'm not the biggest, like, I drink coffee, but I'm not the biggest coffee connoisseur. But I think it's really cool the way that coffee, specifically with a business like yours, has become a way to be as creative as, if not more creative, as a chef can be with the ingredients that you're using and the balance of those things, and how you're preparing it can be as interesting and as aesthetically pleasing, both visually and I don't know if there's a word for it, but like taste bud wise and mouth feel, can be as adventurous as an experience as the food can. And then you talk about where you guys really are taking it to the next level is you're being mindful of, we're going to pair this with a baked good that is going to really make this drink shine, and vice versa. So I'm really excited to continue to learn from you guys about that creative process that goes into it. Privileged to have the opportunity to talk to you guys about this, and as far as I'm concerned, this is going to be the beginning for me of a beautiful relationship that's going to be both educational and a taste adventure, if you will, as I continue to navigate through. And listen, you guys, you speak to me in a language that I understand, because I'm a special hunter. You know, like, I am always looking for new, different things to try. It's one of the reasons why I told you why I stopped by, you know, Superior and Loco Cider on the way back from St. Helena, is because they do a good job of that too, of like cycling certain things in and out. And not just, like you said, you guys also have tea. Like, I'm excited to kind of explore that. I've been kind of out of the tea game for the last couple of years because, you know, during COVID, I was big, like, especially once I was seeing that, like, reading, like, drinking hot tea was, again, who the hell knows anymore what was good and what was good, what wasn't. But one of the things that I had, probably because I was bored out of my mind at the time, was had like a tea time at night where I would drink like a non-caffeinated, whether it was a raspberry hibiscus or whether it was some sort of, you know, herbal. And listen, I don't care what anybody wants to say. If there's a macho guy that wants to make fun of me about how I like fruited beers and sours and how I like, you know, fruited flavored coffees and teas and things like that, listen, variety is the spice of life, and I like to try.
You like
everything.
what you like.
Exactly.
Listen, you saw James. He is a big dude, and he is our tea guy, so it doesn't mean anything.
Exactly. He can be there sipping on his tea with his pinky up.
Yeah.
You know,
there's something about a 350-pound man that could absolutely like pick you up and throw you sipping on a white peony. That's really it's nice. Yeah.
Absolutely.
But he's actually doing really incredible things, because we have all the loose teas, and he made a white peony lemonade that is insane on
that's what we're drinking right now.
What we've just been chugging it. It's so good.
It's like a
Yeah, I was
white
just
peony lemonade. We put a little bit of lavender syrup, charge it with CO2, then hit it with nitrogen. And it's almost like it's like kombucha meets an Arnold Palmer
It's like a
sort of.
refreshing
It's
summer.
yeah,
goodness.
It's so
it's
good.
fun.
That
And we'll
sounds
also
amazing.
drop espresso in it if you want. And that's also really good.
You guys gonna have that next week?
Always.
Yeah, probably.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. All right, I'm coming back next week. I want to try that. I've been sipping on this Nature's Twist that I picked up at Sipping Cow in town. Sugar-free,
Oh, I
no
just went there.
synthetic dyes. Yeah, they have a regular one. It's no synthetic dyes, no sugar, no caffeine, 10 calories. It's a strawberry lemonade. I
We have
I even
calories in
had
ours.
what's that?
We have calories in ours.
Yes, that's okay. I'm okay with a couple calories in my drinks. I actually had for my first time today hidden egg when I was recording their Monte Cristo. They had the Starbucks pink drink like bottled in the cabinet, and it wasn't the greatest thing I've ever had, but I was like, oh, interesting, like strawberry SI with the coconut milk and whatever. I've always been kind of interested by. They sucked me in with this new butterfly drink that they're doing where it's like multiple colored like lemonade and then with the bobas in the bottom, which are basically
Shiny object.
just sugar bombs. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm an impulse buyer. It's why I'm surrounded by all these toys and memorabilia and merchandise. I'm the same way with food.
James.
Well,
literally.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's all good stuff, obviously, in moderation. And I'm pumped to, like I said, work my way through the rest of the catalog over there. Well, listen, I told you guys that we were going to try to keep this under an hour, and we're just about there. We're
Awesome.
55 minutes in. I want to let you guys get home and get your free time. And is there anything else that you guys would like to share with the audience before I let you go? And definitely going to book myself to come back and for a visit next week so I can get some more visuals to share on social media.
Yeah, a big thing I would say is like, yes, we do have baked goods. Yes, they're gluten free. Yeah, we have coffee, tea. For us, when you come in, it's more about the experience.
Yeah.
Like we want you to come be in the space and experience everything that's going on. In some ways, everything else is just a vehicle for that. So just come into the shop, and if you have the time to sit down and chill and relax, like that's a big part of it. So yeah, just come on in and see what we're about.
Yeah, and also shockingly, and we're super grateful for this, we were actually nominated for Best Bakery and Coffee Shop. So if y'all love us, if you've come in before, if you love the experience, please vote for us. That would be lovely.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
We were surprised.
We were very surprised.
Didn't
We
even
actually
know
didn't
it was a thing. Yeah, I don't know. We're just out here like making stuff. It's like, oh, apparently there's a contest or something. Yeah. So
listen, if you have good food and drink and you make it a place like you just said that is a destination where people want to go and they want to enjoy it, or they want to see James making a sinister face at Tyler in the background as he
I don't know
prepares
what
his
he was
coffee.
thinking.
I want a thought bubble up here. Let's put it this way. If James ever needs a tag team partner to ward off any fruited tea or coffee drinkers, I'm happy for him. He can give me the hot tag anytime he wants, and I will come in and clean house and leave everybody laying, because this is all great, great stuff from Pure Cafe and Bake Shop on... You guys are on which oh,
7. Yeah, we're at
Robert
7
Smalls. I always
Robert
confuse
Smalls.
Robert Smalls and the Paris on Legale. So you're at 7 Robert Smalls Parkway. That's basically a shopping center that's anchored by, it's a couple big shops over there, right?
Publix, Books a Million right there. Yeah.
Plenty of things to do. It worked. It was really the perfect stop that day because we needed to go over in that direction. It was right near you guys where we had to pick that up. And you guys are now on my radar because you're kind of like in between places that I regularly go to. So this is going to be one of the ones that's going to be permanently added to the rotation. Some days it'll just be for a drink for the road. Other days it'll be to cure my sweet tooth so that I can come back with a bag full of goodies and get yelled at by my wife for bringing more sweets into the house. But listen, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you coming on and taking the time. Let's not make this let's make this the first of a series of visits. We'll circle back with you guys in a couple of months. I'd like to keep the audience apprised of the specials. I'll continue to share those on my Facebook and my Instagram. I'm not a TikTok guy. I'm not trying to go viral with this local food and beverage content, but I am happy to spread the word as much as I can. And incidentally, I got a text message from a friend of mine that just visited with you guys today. My friend Sean Hill, aka the Reluctant Foodie.
Yeah.
He messaged me and he said, "Good luck with your interview today with the people from Pure Cafe and Bake Shop." He said they're great people. His video will be dropping tomorrow. There's the teaser for that. He had a piece of cake. Sean's approach is a little bit different than mine, whereas I don't discriminate and I eat just about everything. Sean is
he's so
reluctant
foodie.
So
it's tough to get him in. Yeah.
Yes, he was actually. He was at. Looks like a couple days ago. He was at Praise too. This is great though, because this is why we are always kind of trading notes and stuff like with each other. I didn't even know that there was a tea room over there that he had visited, but he sent me a message. He said, "Good luck with the interview." I said, "I got to get you on the podcast one day because I think that would kind of be a cool.
That'd be really
cool. Two worlds collide with the guy that eats just about everything and the guy that posts videos of the weird stuff that he used to eat that when he was a kid, but everything on up through all the crazy. I will say this, he's trying just about everything. Like he's being very brave in it, and he's grown his following quite a bit in the last couple of years. He is definitely a big supporter of small businesses inside and outside the food and beverage industry. Is Sean Hill, the Reluctant Foodie. In addition to, SK Designs, he does a lot of signage and a lot of marketing from that perspective for promotional advertising pieces and materials and things like that for a lot of the stores. All right, guys, we are at an hour. I am going to let you go. Let's get this done again, and I'm going to come and find you guys next week. Again, we are talking to Pure Cafe and Bake Shop. This is a newer concept that has been open for a little more than 2 months, coming up on basically into their third month. This is 7 Robert Smalls Parkway, Beaufort, South Carolina. You can find them on Facebook.com/Pure Cafe and Bake Shop. Make it easy for you. The Instagram is exactly the same. Pure Cafe, spell it out, AND Bake Shop, or you can go to their it's Facebook and Instagram. Anywhere else? You guys have a website as well or no?
Yeah, we have a website.
Bakeshop.com. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And the email address, if you need to contact them, is exactly the same, Pure Cafe and Bake Shop @gmail.com. Thank you guys so much for the time, and I look forward to seeing you again next week.
Yeah, thanks for having us, and thanks everyone for checking us out. We really appreciate
My pleasure. Please go check them out. Tell them the Indulgent Islander sent you. Stay hungry, guys. I'll talk to you next week. Right. I'll see you. I can't wait to try some more stuff. And sign me up for one of those lemonades. That's definitely on the list. That's going to be sitting in my cup holder for the remainder of my day next week.
It's ready to rock.
Let's go. All right, guys. Thank you so much.
See ya.
All right. So there you have it. Pure Cafe and Bake Shop, Tyler and Catherine, and again, their partner James, who could not be with us today, but I'm sure he'll pop on a future edition here. Let me remove that, and let's get back to it. I don't want to stay too much longer here, guys, but there are a couple things. I mentioned the burger night that's coming up tomorrow night at Sister. I mentioned the sushi collaboration that they're doing with the Sushi Dude. That's going to be coming up on, I believe it's the 18th. I should double check that while I am here, just to make sure that I'm giving you guys the right date for that. Again, burger night, first Friday, and Sister and the Sushi Dude. Let's pull it up right here. 4 courses, $100. Wine pairing for $30. $20 automatic gratuity. Thursday, June 18th. This is going to be, I believe, 6 p.m. situation. Does it have the time on there? Thursday, June 18th. I think it says the time in the post. Yeah, 6 p.m. There's only 30 seats available, so get them while you can for this collaboration sushi dinner round 2. There you have Danielle Mussman and the Sushi Dude, Justin Patton, that are going to be running the show over there in downtown Beaufort. So enjoy every sandwich. We announced on Sunday, I didn't do a podcast, but I did a series of posts to announce that we had extended the contest through June 7th. RJ Torres of Visually Chopped Productions is working feverishly on these spotlight videos. We released a couple between late last night and, well, not so late, but yesterday evening, and then again another couple today. These are going to continue to come at you through the weekend, probably into next week. We did almost 40 of these spotlight videos. When all is said and done, there were over 40 sandwiches from up in Beaufort, where we did your pie, the melty cubano, the melty Cuban sandwich on the pizza bread. We've had a lot here in Bluffton, a lot in Hilton Head, and again, a couple out in Savannah. I'm going to head back out there tomorrow to see my friends at Laundry Diner and also Rocky's New York Deli, who had a great spot on, I believe it was WTOC Savannah, where they got some great footage of Billy and the gang. Shout out Olivia Waters. She's going to make an appearance on the video that you guys are going to see, where we talked about their Best of Savannah awards, where they won Best Sandwich, Best Deli, and they're hoping next year they were runner up for Best Caterer. So they're hoping to add that to the list as well. As far as sandwiches, we had to do a couple, fill in the gaps with a couple of pieces of footage that we had that got corrupted. Sometimes the technology can be a little bit difficult, but the good news is that we recovered the vast majority of that, and we also recorded last week some additional footage at some of these locations. And again, those spotlight videos are going to keep coming at you fast and furious on our social media channels. Wanted to add where I was today. So we had, at the end of Soup de Tour, we had what I called an encore, which was a late installment, late edition. They were in on this from the very beginning, but they just had to get it to work logistically. And this was actually the second example, or the second such sandwich that they made. This is the Monte Cristo from the Hidden Egg Cafe over in the Daddy-O's over in Okatee. This thing was awesome. It's not the only Monte Cristo we have. We have the Monte Cristo from Skillets, which, I can go back and show you guys that real quick, because I have all of this, and we're going to get some really cool footage out to you, where I'm going to kind of go through all of these at some point, where we can do like a little bit of a montage and a highlight like I did last time. So this was the Monte Cristo at Skillets, and this was kind of like, almost like had like a funnel cake kind of vibe going on, with a fruit salad side that I chose, and then there were some raspberry preserves that I dipped that in. This one at Hidden Egg is more of the French toast variety, which is, I don't want to say more common, but maybe more traditional of a Monte Cristo, dusted with the powdered sugar on top and some raspberry jam on the side. So ham, Swiss, French toast bread, and then of course the powdered sugar on top and the side of raspberry jam. I had this today. This was awesome. Whenever I pop in there, owner Stan Fedorovich always says, "Do you want a sausage, egg, and cheese?" Because he knows that's my go-to. That's what reminds me of home. As you see the pink drink hanging out in the background, that was my first pink drink experience. They have it in the cooler at Starbucks in a bottle. It was okay. Not my favorite, but that's okay. The sausage, egg, and cheese, on the other hand, perfect. Nice grilled, like toasted up Kaiser soft roll. There you see the top level of that. And there's RJ getting ready to record what may be the last sandwich video that we do. We still have one that has a very special announcement to go along with it. I'm waiting to hear back from Chef on that one, so we'll keep you posted, and obviously I'll fill you guys in. Usually do kind of like a teaser post once I have more of once I have the photos and whatever. I'm going to have a post coming out recapping some of this stuff that we did today. So during the course of our travels, as RJ was sitting shotgun and, working on editing these videos so that we can keep churning them out to you and take advantage of the momentum that we have, because the videos are really doing exceptionally well. And I'm very grateful for the audience for that. I realized, thanks to my friends at What Chefs Want, they shared something that yesterday was peaches, actually, which we talked about with the guys from Pure Cafe, that peaches and blackberries are going to be in season. So millions of peaches for me, millions of peaches for free. Not for free. Nothing in the world is free, but peaches are delicious. But I also learned that it was in a post that they said that it was National Cheese Day. So with that in mind, we actually went to do a couple of recordings today This is the classic cheesesteak with mushrooms, beautiful mushrooms on top, that was made for me by Kyle, who is the guy that runs the show for Chase English over at Dominic's 2. So Dominic's 2 is in the Lowe's parking lot. So we filmed there. That's where you can get cheesesteaks and Italian sausages from Dominic's, just like you can get them at the entrance of Home Depot at the original Dominic's. Kyle made us the cheesesteak with the mushrooms, also a sweet, not hot, but a mild, sweet Italian sausage. Excuse me, guys. That's what happens when you eat a cheesesteak and an Italian sausage. And I didn't eat all of these, but let's just say I wouldn't be surviving these last couple of weeks if it wasn't for Tums, for someone like me who's prone to a little bit of acid reflux and indigestion every once in a while. That being said, it's as good as it gets at Dominic's. I mean, take a closer look at this bad boy. This is my dad's favorite, actually, a sausage and peppers. That nice, soft, like Amoroso roll at Dominic's. And there you have it, side by side, the classic cheesesteak with mushrooms and the sausage and peppers and onions. While we were there, Kyle said, my favorite sandwich is the chicken cheesesteak. He happened to be out of the chicken today, which will get resolved for tomorrow. So we stopped at Home Depot and went and saw Chase again on the way back out here to 170. We stopped and I sampled the chicken cheesesteak, which, again, my favorite part about this whole thing with the Enjoy Every Sandwich and the Soup de Tour is that we get to learn about things that we didn't otherwise know about before. I had no idea that you could get a chicken cheesesteak at Dominic's. Now I know, and I can see myself eating a lot more of these. Not that the cheesesteak isn't awesome. The Big Dom was awesome. I should show you guys that again real quick. I didn't get great photos of that. We were actually kind of laughing because Chase was like, I don't know why I wrapped that cheesesteak up for you when you came by a couple of weeks ago, rather than putting it in one of those boats so that it photographed better. But I was still able to get a couple good shots of this cheesesteak with the Italian sausage piled onto it, which is called the Big Dom, named after Big Dom from the Philadelphia Eagles, their sideline security guy who's become a little bit of a cult favorite in the land of the birds. We're coming after those birds this year, though. My Giants are primed. We had Coach John Harbaugh supporting the Knicks. Best of luck to them as they continue to make it through the finals. We got a couple of comments from Chris Vion, my buddy up in New Jersey today. If the Knicks are able to win 3 more games, we are going to get Chris and my other pal from New Jersey, Andrew Lombardo, on the podcast. Who knows? I might even get my friend Kevin Guzman down in Orlando, him and Matt Meyer, maybe even get them to jump on and talk. I mean, it's a momentous occasion. The Knicks haven't won an NBA championship since, I think, the mid-'70s. While it's going to hurt me that they get one before my Nets, although my Nets are really not my Nets anymore. I worked for the organization for a couple of years, and it's been a long time since that, over 20 years since I moved on from the sports world. But, you know, a New Jersey Nets fan at heart, now Brooklyn Nets, obviously. I don't know if they'll ever find their way, but it's good to see the Knicks. It's great for New York, and it's good to see the Giants, Coach Harbaugh looking at that and saying, this is what happens when you have a good team that, you know, is prepared and plays for each other and understands. And that culture, that sweeping sea change, culture change with the Giants is hopefully going to pay good dividends for this season. But enough about football. Let's get back to the sandwich tour. I just want to remind you guys that we extended this again. We extended it until Sunday. This Sunday, June 7th, is going to be the last day to submit your sandwiches. Tag us, hashtag Enjoy Every Sandwich. Tag us on Instagram if you're posting it on Instagram at EatHHI. If you're posting on Facebook, tag The Indulgent Islander. Spell it all out. Just type in The Indulgent Islander or Indulgent Islander into your Facebook machine, your meta machine, if you will, to get your submissions in. Again, just to bring you back to the rules, each participating restaurant or truck features a sandwich or sandwiches of their choice on menu, a special, or one created just for this promotion. That's a good time to add. The cottage is not involved this week. They had to bail on this additional bonus week because they're doing some modifications. So the Muffaletta May Madness is no longer available at the cottage, but there is plenty of other wonderful options. And I'm going to pop back over there next week, probably on Farmers Market Day, to just give you guys a quick reminder of some of the other sandwiches that you can get at the cottage. Shout out to owner Chef Leslie Rowland for rolling out that Muffaletta May Madness, which was awesome. I want to show you guys another picture of that real quick. They worked on this for a while to perfect it, and they finally did, so that when I returned over there to eat this thing last week, I believe it was every bit of delicious. She was even playing around with, started off with some of this bread and then switched to like from a panini bread to a Muffaletta bread. That bread was a little bit too thick, but when they finally arrived at this sandwich, when they finally arrived at the Muffaletta May Madness, it was the perfect ratio of cold cuts to bread to olive tapenade, of course, with some fries on the side, and with the beer that I had on the side. I don't remember what it was on draft, but it was perfect for a nice warm summer day in Old Town Bluffton. I don't think that I have anything else for you guys. But let me just, while I still have you, let me go to the videotape and see if there is anything else that I am forgetting. Again, shout outs to Ruben, to RJ Torres of Visually Chopped Productions for his contributions, for his video recording, directing, production. We co-produce these things. It's a ton of work for him to do. Shout out to him for his continuing to, spend late hours. I think he was up editing until 6 o'clock this morning, the couple of the recent videos. So shout out to him. Even though the promotion is drawing to a close, these videos are still going to have legs because we're featuring a lot of stuff that these restaurants offer on an ongoing basis. And then, of course, shout out to Christina Linnell Stewart at Weeb's Doodles on Instagram, and I believe she's on Facebook as just a personal name. I've been sending her photos of these flyers. That was the flyer before that had the date adjustment, but I've been sending him photos of these flyers, in the windows of these trucks so that she could see her work, out in the wild, such as like on the Dominic's trucks. Today, it's great seeing them up in restaurants. I'm going to drop a couple more off probably in the next couple of days, just so that we can get them posted at the brew houses and things like that, just so that everybody can spread the word about the sandwich tour. And then, of course, we talked about the Hidden Egg. Their lunch is from 11:30 to 1. So they open, early in the morning, where they do the breakfast in the entrance there of Daddy-O. Here's another example of actually, there's another shot of her flyer, the updated flyer here in the wild. So, look at all these sandwiches that they have. I mean, enjoy every sandwich, guys, literally at the Hidden Egg Cafe. Turkey, avocado, bacon, turkey club, BLT, ultimate cheese, ham and cheese, spinach and mozzarella, roasted pepper melt, cheese steak melt. They're all delicious. They got a weekly special, a bacon and Gouda grilled cheese. That sounds great. They're going to run the Monte Cristo for probably the next 2 weeks. Keep in mind, car show every last Saturday, 9 to 11 a.m. And then also their new steak burrito, shaved ribeye, peppers, onions, choice of cheese. It's always good to have your options, as we have on National Cheese Day here. It's always good to have options as far as what type of cheese you want to have on your sandwich. I think that that's really it. Again, get those photos in, guys, just to take it back to the contest. You visit the businesses, you order as many of the sandwiches as you can, tag the Indulgent Islander in your post on Facebook and or Instagram, which is at EatHHI. Make sure you do the hashtag enjoy every sandwich. I am compiling one hell of a grand prize. We're calling this the Skyscraper Grand Prize, named after our friends at Gruby's New York Deli, in honor of Steve Gruber, who retired this year, even though he's still working just about every day. Shout out to Gruby's New York Deli. We've done some great content with them. We'll continue to do so. All of the sandwiches are listed on the website at the Indulgent Islander. So, go check that out, please. That's going to have all of the sandwiches that are participating. I got to refresh this because it's been updated ever since then. Tin and Tallow did 3 weeks in a row of burgers, and the one that they have this week is even crazier. I should probably show that to you guys real quick. This thing, it was funny because Campfire Tyler, my friend over there, was like, holy smokes, or whatever it was that he said. This new burger that they're doing, edition 101, take a look at this beast. I mean, it's got mozzarella sticks on it. It's got grilled salami, hot honey, house-made buffalo parmesan dipped on a toasted sesame bun. It's crispy, it's cheesy, it's sweet, and it might just be one of our favorite combinations yet. The Sting, as they called it. And of course, in my pro wrestling mind, as you see, let's sit up a little bit here. You'll see the Stinger right up over here. Over here, I always forget what direction. There he is. There's the Stinger right up over my right shoulder from his Night of Champions pay-per-view main event way back when he joined WWE. I posted a couple of pictures of Sting, Sting the wrestler and Sting the musician on those posts. I was having a little bit of fun with that as they named this sandwich the Sting. Congratulations on them for editions 100 and 101 last week and this week. I think at this point in time, that is all I have for you guys here on National Cheese Day, which is June 4th. It's a Thursday. Again, I'm going to head out to Savannah tomorrow to see my friends at the Laundry Diner. I am putting together quite a gift basket for the person that's going to win this prize. So you have Friday, you have Saturday, you have Sunday left to get those photos in. I'm compiling a bunch of gift cards, t-shirts, a lot of really cool swag for Enjoy Every Sandwich for the super sized grand prize. Again, we're going to run this through Sunday, June 7th. All of your sandwiches are listed here on theindulgentislander.com. So go check that out on the events page. I think that's all I got for you guys. I may be back over the weekend with some more sandwich stuff. Thank you for joining us for the interview with Tyler and Catherine from Pure Bakeshop, Pure Cafe and Bakeshop over in Beaufort on Robert Smalls Parkway. So thank you to them for that. Thank you guys for joining me on another episode of the Indulgent Hour. Stay tuned for more. We got some guests that we had to cancel that are getting rebooked. It's tough to nail down some of these chefs specifically, and even more so the musicians with all the gigs that they have. Also want to give a shout out to my friends at Groovetown Assault. I noticed something earlier today where they announced their June 2026 shows. Tonight, they're at Local Legend from 5 to 8. The Groove, which is a subsection of GTA. Friday at the Tiki Hut, 7 to 10. Saturday night, normal time at Brother Shucker's, 9:30 to 12:30. Monday, 6-8. The Groove is back at the Tiki Hut. Go check out their socials. They literally 11th, 12th, 13th, 13th, 19th, 20th, 22nd, 26th, 27th, 28th. And one of these, I believe, is going to be, or at least they have coming up, a big anniversary show that I'm excited to. And I promised Derek Ludaway, the front man, as I call him, that I would be attending that. Usually once I get back home after work and comfortable on the couch, it's difficult to get me back out as a crusty 47-year-old man who's on a sandwich bender, but I am going to make that happen next time and go see my friends at Groovetown Assault as they celebrate. I don't even remember what anniversary is. It's a lot, though. All right, we're at an hour and 20 minutes. The Indulgent Hour has gone over time once again, but again, I don't like to cut these conversations short when we're talking with great people like the ones at Pure Cafe and Bakeshop, and I had to give you guys a couple sandwich tour updates. Stay hungry, my friends. I will be back very soon with some more Enjoy Every Sandwich, and we have a little bit more. Oh, one other thing that I wanted to mention before I let you guys go. If you check out WHHI on Facebook, I shared this on my social media on Facebook, and then also with a couple of Instagram stories. I had an absolute blast earlier this week Tuesday morning, I sat down with my friend Betsy Maxwell McDaniel at WHHI Studios in Hilton Head for a little bit of a Talk of the Town episode on the Indulgent Islander. Please check that out. Something that I'm very proud of, and something that I'm very grateful to Brooks Maxwell and Betsy and the rest of the team over at WHHI for finding the opportunity for me to make an an appearance on Talk of the Town, to sit down and have a brief conversation with Betsy about all the wonderful food that we have here in Hilton Head and Bluffton. The video is doing great. Again, just a quick 5 minutes. Go check them out at WHHI. As a matter of fact, I wonder if, no, that's not what I want. No, I think I could post it in the comments, actually. Let's see. Share, copy link. I think I can post it right in here. See if that works. I don't know how links work on YouTube, but I posted it in the comments if you guys want to check that out. It's on their Facebook page. I'm also going to share a live link to the episode at my earliest opportunity to do so. All right, guys. Indulgent Islander out. Stay hungry. We'll talk to you soon. Peace.